All right, Victor trailer. We didn't see this one coming. Who is this guy? I don't know. He might be like NATO. That would be crazy, right? No. Maybe UN. He's on a boat. I need to turn this up.
Les couchers de soleil sur la Seine me rappellent ce que je dois protéger.
Uh-huh.
Je vais m'en charger.
I mean, he looks cool. This song seems pretty good as well. Maybe he's Russian. Yeah, I do think he's speaking Russian. Wow, Victor! I never would have seen that coming. He's got a sword. Okay, he's pretty sick. He's got all of these weapon attacks. Damn, he looks so cool. What the hell? He had like a Lars stance there. That's... Wow, this character is really cool. He does not look like a Tekken character, though. I'll be honest. I wonder how all of this weapon stuff works. Wow, he looks really, really cool, though. I already said that, I know, but... Wait, he knows Raven? Oh yeah, his lore was like in the leaks I saw, it was like UN, right? Same as Raven. So do they work together? That would make a lot of sense. Wow, that's so sick. It's almost like I'm playing a Yoshi mirror. That's a Soul Calibur ass move. There's so much going on here. You know what he makes me think of? And I've said this about a lot of characters in this game. I've said this about Claudio, I've said this about Raven, I've said this about quite a few characters, but I think it's true for Victor more than anyone else. He really looks like he would fit in perfectly in Soul Calibur. I said that with Claudio as well, don't get me wrong. But it's the fact that he has the weapons as well that makes me think that. Because if you think of a character like 2B, for instance, she's more futuristic and she has the swords and the teleporting and the robots and the lasers, but she fits in the Soul Calibur quite well. And Victor seems like he would be the same. He feels like a character where if you had Soul Calibur in a modern setting, this would be the character. Or if you have a Tekken character go back in time, this would be the character. And as a Soul Calibur fan, I love that. And I love that they go all in with the gimmick of him using the weapons as well, using the karambit and the sword and the gun. All of his fighting style is that stuff, and I think that's great. Because even though he's using multiple like fighting styles, it's still besides the teleporting, it's still a way to fight that hasn't really been done in Tekken, because you have Yoshimitsu with the sword, obviously, but he does more of the kabuki stuff. You have like Kunimitsu with her dagger, but she doesn't really use it. But here you actually have a character that goes all in with the weapons, and I think that's cool, because weapon-based combat is not something that's really done in Tekken at all. That's more of a Soul Calibur thing, and I think it's done really well here, even if it is kind of weird, the juxtaposition, having a character like, I don't know, Azucena, for example, having to fight someone like this with a bunch of swords, there would be no contest. But I don't really care. I think it looks cool. It also says voiced by Vincent Castle. No idea who that is. Kind of reminds me of Raven. Hi 22A. Thinking about his sword kind of does look like Heights, huh? I feel Soul Calibur characters generally more fantasy than sci-fi. It depends on the character. I mean, generally yes, but there are characters, mainly yes characters, that are more sci-fi. Same, and Azazel too. Let's not forget characters like Azazel exist. But there's also 2B's Star Wars characters. Can you start over, please? Hi, Aqua. Yeah, I'll start over. I do want to watch the whole thing again now that I've seen more of the weapon attacks and stuff. I mean, can you imagine this guy in Soul Calibur, though? He would fit in perfectly. If something in Soul Calibur 7 went, Zasamel decided to open an astral fissure and bring someone from the present day back into Soul Calibur to fix the soul and shit, this guy would be the guy, and I would love to see it. The gun sounds are a bit weird. Yeah, you're right, him having the katana is strange for sure, but maybe he's just a weeb. But I love all of these weapon attacks that he does. I really do. I do wonder how the teleporting is going to work, because it's obviously a lot like Raven with his clones, and or like Master Raven's teleporting or Raven's teleporting historically. But it seems like it's less incorporated into moves and more into neutral, right? So it really makes me wonder how this is going to work. Yeah, see, like that. He was in a stance and then he did the teleport and he didn't do a move or anything. But I guess you can do that with Raven normally too if you press up or back or whatever. So maybe it's a stance thing mainly. Just kind of miff we had an opportunity for Basma and Sci-Fi Knight, which you never really see. Instead got Katana, which is way overrepresented in these settings characters. You're right. But with Tekken 8's customization, maybe you'll have the option to customize his sword. Maybe. You know, I was also seeing some comments, because it's hard to avoid this stuff, where people were saying that, like, oh my god, I hate Victor because he's too anime, which I think is just stupid. And the reason why is because the teleporting that he's doing, it's the same shit Raven's been doing since Tekken 5. The sword-based combat and stuff that he's doing, that's the same shit that Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu have been doing since Tekken 1 and 2. What he's doing is nothing new. It just has different effects on it. The only thing that you can say is really different is the gun. But even the knives as well, who cares? He has knives for stylistic effect. Negan had a damn knife. And a baseball bat. It doesn't really matter. And then on top of that as well, stuff like that, that's real martial arts, even if it's with a weapon. So why does it, people are really out here being like, oh yeah, bears are fine. Bears going into hunting stance and doing 1-2 and eating you is fine. Literal devils and angels and characters that can just pull lightning out of their ass is fine. But a character doing something that characters have been doing since Tekken 1, 2, 5, that's bad. I don't understand people. I don't understand Tekken fans. They're stupid. That's it. They're stupid. I'm going to say it. Dislike the damn video. It's stupid. He's a normal ass Tekken character. He's doing the same shit that Raven's been doing for over a decade. It's just animated differently. Oh my god, he's ruining the game to anime. Tekken players just in denial that they're playing an anime game. Yeah, exactly. Reminds me of the KFC mascot. Holy shit, it is Colonel Sanders. It's the gray beard. That's what does it. Most of those players probably hate Raven too. Maybe. But then it's like they hate half of the roster anyway, so go play Dead or Alive. I don't know what to tell you. If you want a grounded martial arts based fighting game, play Dead or Alive. I'm not fucking with you. That game has always been more martial arts focused. Virtua Fighter as well has always been more martial arts based than Tekken. Sorry to say. Anyway, let's go back through the trailer and let's slow some things down. It's been a while since we've had a proper trailer as well. Okay, so this is just a counter hit low, right? So he has... So it kind of looks like Leroy's, what, back 1+2? That was plus. And he's got this low kick, like, you know, something like Leo of Fung's down 4. That on counter hit has an attack throw on it. Okay. So here's what I will say that's weird about him. Why does he have to have the 2 different knives at the exact same time? That's kind of weird. Why can't he just have 1? Why does he have to have 2 and have them different like he's playing Counter-Strike or something? So again, he has the katana that comes up, that's super plus. So I wonder if using the katana is going to be on a resource or something, because the reason I bring this up is because one, it's a big weapon move with this big weapon that's on his hip. And if we think of Master Raven, for example, who had a weapon that was similar to this, she could only use it in like 2 instances. Victor, it seems he has more moves that he can utilize with it, but a move like this that has that much range is a mid and is plus on block and looks like it would probably launch on normal hit, because look at this effect, just looks like a counter hit effect on block. Tells me that it's probably limited. Now the question is going to be, is it limited like Leroy's Kane where it's once per game? Is it something where it gets access to a bunch of different moves with this sword once per round? I don't know, but I feel like this can't just be something that he can do willy-nilly. I feel like the big sword has to be something special. Yeah, but it's weird too, because then something like this, where he teleports, because this move is just Yoshimitsu's up 3+4, but it's faster, right? Because if Yoshimitsu did up 3+4 here, that Brian's back 1 would have hit, but it has the same sort of properties as Yoshimitsu's up 3+4, but the difference is that this doesn't launch, right? That just knocks down, at least presumably. If that launches, that would be kind of crazy, but this isn't like an orbital heal or something. It's very different. But considering he's still putting the sword away when he lands on the ground, I don't think that you can combo off of this. But this comes back to what I was saying with the katana. I feel like it's something that would be special. And considering that move has properties like Yoshimitsu's up 3+4, but it's just better in terms of speed and evasion, it would make sense. But then at the same time, it doesn't launch. So it's interesting. I have whatever his damn gimmick is, that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm curious what his gimmick is. He probably only has some stuff in heat. Yeah, maybe we'll get a better idea when he's in heat too in the trailer. Okay, so that nunchuck move, from what I remember, is -12. So this is either a 10 frame punish or a 12 frame punish. What does this start with? It starts with a jab, so this is a 10 frame punish. Okay. See, and this stuff is cool too, right? Let's slow down this 10 frame punish. Wow, dude, look at the animation on the karambit as well. And the thing is, because this is what I don't get. People are saying, oh, I hate this character because he's too anime and it's not real martial arts. Motherfucker, are you seeing how he's using the karambit? That's absolutely what you do. He's attacking both sides of the neck with the karambit, which is what you would do with a karambit. So I don't understand why people are like, oh, I hate Victor because he's too like, he's using weapons, but he's not just flailing them around. Anyway, 10 frame punish. So bop, counter hit, and then second hit goes into an attack throw. It looks like it's a high as well. Okay. Okay, so this move looks more like it's a 12 frame punish, right? I don't remember what this is with Claudio on block, but that is a punish, obviously, and then it puts him into a stance that he has. And then out of that stance, he has a low. So it's kind of like, well, like I said before, it kind of reminds me of that one stance with Lars. Okay, so that move's not punishable, right? Am I crazy? Was that just a mid that he threw out? Wait, no, that is punishable, isn't it? Because that's a launcher. Anyway, who cares? So knee into gunshot, and then that goes into another stance. But the question is, what the fuck is this? Oh my god. Okay. So shoots. And then that's a stance. So the question is then, is that the same as this stance? I think it is. It looks like it is. It's hard to tell because I'm player 1 side instead of player 2 side, but I think it's the same stance. Okay, there's a lot going on here. While rising 1, launch punish. This is a whole string. This is going way too fast. This is one of the few trails I actually have to slow it down. So what does he do here? He does 2, 2, 2, gunshot. And then he gets to teleport off of the gunshot. And then that puts him back into this stance with the sword. And then he has a sword attack that he does for the screw. He teleports out of the sword. And then he uses the hilt as the ender. Okay. Sure. Doesn't really tell you anything. It's just moves that he has. Launch punish. Uses the armor move. That was a new stance, right? Here? Yeah, this is a new stance. Look how he's holding the sword as well. In heat. He's holding it differently. Is he always holding it this way in heat? Or is that just the stance? That might just be the stance, actually. Okay, so this teleport thing that he's doing here, that's clearly a heat thing, right? But the question is, how does it work? And also, we see in heat that the sword specifically is glowing in heat, which tells me I'm probably right about the sword being some sort of limited, special, heat-specific mechanic thing. Wow, yeah, look, he has a low out of this as well. Oh, this is his heat smash. Okay. That makes more sense. That's his heat smash. And the other thing, too, that I think is something to note about heat smashes is that heat smashes, generally speaking, will incorporate whatever is the main gimmick behind heat, right? And in this case, he uses his sword 4 times. So his sword's probably special. Raven intro. The Raven intro is funny, and you know what? The other thing that's funny too is that he holds the knife to Raven's throat like it would do anything against this armor. Meanwhile, Raven has his sword against Victor's throat, and Victor has nothing. He'd be dead. Yeah. Attack throw. Which is kind of like Raven's 1+2 throw, right? Okay, down back 4 on counter hit launches, right? Oh, this isn't a heat specific thing, huh? Also, the sword is glowing purple now. Was it glowing purple before? It was. Okay, I'm just colorblind. Yeah, so while rising 3-1. Oh, that was new, right? Because that was off of the 2-2 that we saw before. But instead of teleporting, it looked like he did a different stance there. Yep, that's the 2-2. Oh, that's 2-1. And he did like a crouch dash. Did you see that? Look, he does 2-1 crouch dash. And then an ender. Okay. Okay, so he can do the teleport on block as well. Well, actually, I guess that's technically on hit because it's the clone. But then he goes back into this stance. And I'm assuming that this is an auto low parry, right? Bon appetit. Okay. What the hell was this? Oh, he has a guard impact. Okay, that's cool. And unlike June, this is an actual guard impact. Unlike June, when I was saying before, oh my god, she has a guard impact, it actually kind of wasn't. This is an actual guard impact because he gets the guaranteed follow-up here. At least I presume that he does. But look, it even has the same animation. Look, it has the blue spark, like how God Impact has the green one. Wow, I was really on the mark when I said he's a Soul Calibur character, huh? Yeah, and then he's got these 2 heat moves. And you can hear as well. Yeah, because look, as soon as he pulls out the sword, you could hear the heat sound. So this almost looks like a stance, right? And then that's plus. And then he tries sidestepping, and then this catches him. Also uses heat. And then rage out. Yeah, he looks cool. He's cool. I'm very interested to see. The thing that would make me disappointed, which I think is a real possibility with him, is if he is Easy Raven, which I find is a common theme with these sort of character evolutions. I am your boss of the complicated character, and the boss one is the much easier one to play. That's a fairly common theme from what I find, but with Tekken, it could be either way. It's hard to say. Based on the trailer, it's really difficult to really ascertain if that's going to be the case or not. I feel like it probably is though, regardless. And it's not just necessarily because he's a new character, although I think that could potentially be a part of it. But it's because he's very flashy and very fun to look at. But when you really go through the trailer and you see all the things that are happening, you're realizing a lot of the cool things that he's doing are repetitive and very simple. He just has, it seems like instead of having a bunch of stances, he has one stance where he gets a couple of moves out of it. And he uses the big sword, which might be on a resource or something. And that's kind of it. But at the same time, you can make that same argument with Raven. Oh, he goes in the back turn and he has like one stance and he has some clones that come out. But obviously Raven is much more complicated than that. So it's hard to tell one way or the other. And it's hard to infer anything either because he's a brand new character and really based on the trailer, it could go one way or the other. So I don't know. Me caring about this character is really going to depend on if he has 70 moves or 140. That's what it comes down to. And I don't know. It could be either way. I don't know. So for now, for me, Victor is getting a tentative. We'll see what happens. But I'm not one way or the other about him right now. I think he looks cool. I think it could potentially play cool, but at the same time, he could end up being boring as shit and have like 7 moves. So we'll see.